So a command and control traditional organisation involves somebody at the top making up the rules and telling people what to do, and everyone else adapts to that game and mostly tries to find ways around it and things that suit them. So
things that
loopholes,
suit them.
we're very good at finding loopholes, for example, aren't we? So that's what we've got in a traditional organisation.
Yes. So, for example, you might.
And what's wrong with that, though?
Well, one thing that's wrong with it, you may not do what's right for the job. You're not right for the task at hand. You might do something which is more in line with your superiors, because you see that's how to get promotion and career progress.
So you do what your boss wants.
You
and
align
not what the customer
yourself,
wants.
with your superiors, not align yourself with your colleagues or the
customer.
Yeah.
Service user.
Most people never even meet a customer.
Yeah, why would
but they meet their boss every day.
Absolutely.
That's right, and they are key to their future.
But what's interesting about that is it's the resources that are driving the behaviours. It's the gaining of money. So you change your behaviours. You talked about this over time. Whether it be 7 minutes or 8 minutes with your gains, and you always made it 8 minutes. Well, why? Because I get paid more.
Yeah, that's what we did.
And so it's this benefit you get from it, and it's essentially monetarily. It's important that people recognise it's the money that's driving the behaviours, and not just.
Yeah, but there's also fear of being bollocked by your boss, and perhaps a bit fear of being fired. But we probably didn't look that far ahead. But certainly fear of being told off.
Yes.
I was doing a course in Ealing, just very quick, and it was really hot in the room. This was Ealing Council. And I walked across to open the window, and they all shouted, don't open the window.
Yeah.
And I said, why not? And they said, it's against the rules. And I said, it's really hot in here. And they went, you can't open it. And I said, what will happen if I open that window? And they said, well, you might get told off. And that was their biggest driver, was not getting told off. I just opened it, by the way. They just couldn't believe I did it.
But it's also the link to Stanley Milgram and that experiment he did.
Yes,
on
we do what we're told.
Exactly. Essentially, we do what we're told. And if somebody uses a very deep voice, an authoritarian voice, then the chances are that you will follow the instructions that are given.
Yeah. So money and fear, if you like, of authority, probably control people's behaviour.
Well,
why is fractalism
But I'm not
better
sure.
then?
I'm not sure about money. Ultimately, I think when you work in an organisation where you're paid too little, as many organisations do pay too little, because so much of the value that the worker is adding gets filched away into the
bureaucracy
and the crowd of people who are all part of that
management and support processes.
Yeah. There may be 30-40% of the working population in an organisation, and on top of that, they're often paid more. So they may be 50% of the payroll. So you can imagine that you've got 70% of the people working hard, and you've got half their efforts are being distributed by bureaucrats and administrators.
Well, two bureaucrats and administrators. But going back to that, you can't deny that, using Chris's example, that Chris's behaviour was changed by this simple rule set, that if you stay that minute longer from 7 minutes to 8 minutes, that you got a benefit from doing that, and
we needed the money.
Behavior.
We were quite poor back then. I was an apprentice, and that extra quarter hour made all the difference.
Yeah.
But I think even now, where I don't care so much about money, I'm still influenced by it. If somebody paid me more to do X, I probably would do more of X.
Now, I'm not saying people aren't influenced by money. I'm just saying there's a whole bunch of other things, like, for example, don't work so hard, you'll show everybody else up on your team.
Yeah.
There's all sorts of social influences. There's bits of a job that I like doing ever such a lot.
Yeah.
So I want to do that more. And I love it when I'm doing that, and the day just rushes by.
Yeah.
And all these things have a big influence in our behaviours, and they're not simply a carrot and a stick with money.
Yeah. Okay, so it's a complicated collection of things.
Absolutely.